Good morning, everybody. It's Melissa with Practically Creative. I am going to do something a little bit different today. I want to do a live, but I don't want to go on and end up walking over anybody else. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to record it, and I am cleaning my desk up this morning. I've got some things that I feel like I need to get done and out of the way because the next video I'm recording is me creating a purse. So I'm going to start with getting the blocks off of my desk. I have a quilt block that I did earlier in the week, and I had two cut out, and I need to put the next one in here and get it all taken care of. So I need to lay things out here. I thought I would chit chat while I'm doing this with you guys, and then you'll feel like you got a video. I'll feel like I did something constructive today, and I can show you little bits and pieces of it without it feeling like everybody's involved in something crazy. Does that make sense? We've got fabric for that mosaic block that I made earlier in the week, and I'm trying to remember what I decided was what here. So I'm just laying things off of my design board onto my sewing table, or my mat actually is what's there. And then I'm going to put all the rest of the pieces down here. Okay. And so then I need... I have some Bugs Bunny fabric in here. I'm really liking that. I'll walk you guys through how to sew this. Just, here and there. I'm not going to be super detailed on this because it's not a super detailed item. And then this is the dark accent fabric for that one. And I'm going to put this over out of the way. And if it turns out that this part is too long, the sewing part, then I can edit it out and come back in a bit and show you the finished block on the new one. So this starts with a square and a square in the center. Here's my blue. Let's give you guys a little bit of a look at my sewing machine while I'm sewing this. And I gave the measurements in Thursday's live. If I remember to do it, I will put the measurements in the description box here. And I have one glove on today. The reason I don't have two gloves on is because I don't need one on both hands today. I just need one on my right hand because that's what's hurting. Sent hubby off to get our grocery order from Walmart, so that's all taken care of. And then I've been watching shorts this morning, and I have been, guys, laughing my tail off. There is, and I can't for sure, I think her name's Sherry Davis, that talks about Gen X. And I have laughed like crazy because her description of Gen X is so spot on. She talks about how we were all latchkey kids and how we raised our kids different, so that the next generation all has attention issues. And we did that because we didn't get attention. And I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely true. That is exactly what happened. I had a key to the house from they handed me my sister when I was 8 and said, here you go, take care of her. Trying to line up the center of my little triangle there in the center of my square so that it's not all wonky. And if it is, I will probably go ahead and sew it wonky anyway. But I laughed at this chick because I was like, and I just found her this morning. I didn't even know she existed. I just happened to be watching Reels on Facebook and she came up. But she was talking about, had Gen X raised their kids the way we were raised, we'd probably all be in jail. Because, leaving your kids alone for 5 minutes is no longer legal, and beating your kids and all that. Yeah, I'm like, I remember those days. Whoops. Catch. There you go. Sewing machine wants to act up this morning. So I'm sewing while I'm talking, and I'm not trying to follow chat because there isn't one. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I've just got to get these little projects off of my desk so that I can do the next thing. So that's all sewn together. I'm going to lay it back where it goes. And then I'm going to do the 4 half square triangles that go at the corners. And I cut everything. I could have done these as 4 at a time. But doing it and getting the math right is always a challenge for me. As those of you who have watched me do these on live know. I can do it with 8s pretty much, or end up, within a centimeter or so. But for some reason, the 4s just are beyond my personal capability. And while I'm sewing, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my iron. Got to think about these things so you get stuff done. So anyway, I listened to her for a while today, and then hubby was talking to me about his friend, and apparently the friend's wife, girlfriend, I'm not sure what, maybe they call each other partners, her mom is in the hospital, and they say she's just in there for temporary, but she's very elderly, and she has a lot of health problems, and Tans and her partner, there's the right word for that, have been dealing with taking care of the mother-in-law for quite some time. And some things, when you get older, they're a bigger deal than you might expect them to be. One of my girlfriends, her mom was in her 70s, and her mom went in the hospital. Oh, it's just a UTI. And then she died. And I'm scared for my friend. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen to them. But I am concerned about my friend's mom. And I shouldn't just say they're Wayne's friend, because Tans and I are friends. I adore her wife, girlfriend. She got her doctorate a couple of years ago after working really, really hard to get it. It took her years. Because, you have to write your dissertation, and then you have to go defend it. And I believe that defending the dissertation is almost harder than writing it. Alright, so now I'm starting those flying geese. And this is a quick block, so you guys won't be, tortured with this for long. Sorry. And I'm going to chain piece these. I should have chain pieced the half square triangles, but I wasn't thinking about that. Push that down. Hey, when you do the best you can, and when you know better, you do better, right? And I know better than what I just did. These are some darker colors than I've been using in the rest of these blocks. I'm okay with that. Kind of have a thing about trying to get different colors into it. And I'm still working on, for me, 2023 is the year of the scrap. So I'm still working on getting all those little bits and pieces that are left over everywhere. I'm working on getting all of those used up if I can. I mean, the reality of life is that we're quilters and we're sewers, and we're going to have excess fabric. But my goal is to use as much of it up as I can. I'm trying to line straight edge to straight edge there. There we go. My right hand doesn't want to cooperate as much as I wish it would. And I think I cut that a little big, so let's make sure I get my seam allowance over there where it needs to be. Lift that up, cut, and I do have my daisy cutter here, the little flower one, but I'm going to go ahead and use just my little surgical scissors. Get this done a little bit quicker for me. And somehow I knocked my thread bag down on the floor. So I'm trying to, that's one of the things I want to get done today, is I want to get my thread bag put back up where it belongs. And get my floor vacuumed. I'm not really worried about getting my floor vacuumed before I start the purse. And I am kind of going to go over with you guys, maybe not in this video, maybe in the next one, the thought process behind how I designed my purse. I actually have a pretty good idea of what I want. I always have a pretty good idea of what I want. But trying to get it down on paper and get a pattern drawn has taken me quite some time. I've been talking about making myself another purse for months, right? Well, today that's going to happen, or at least it's going to get started. It may not be completely finished, but I am going to start it, and that will be a separate video, because there's a lot of thinking and talking in that one. And then let's see, on lives I always go over numbers for Sylvia and Colleen. Sylvia, when I looked last night, was at 790. Colleen is over 1060. YouTube was real helpful overnight. Looks like all creators that got subs yesterday lost at least part of those subs. I know Wayne has got a channel where he puts up a lot of his AI art stuff, and he was at 699 last night and then woke up and he was at 690. So I don't know what happened, but I think it's a YouTube glitch. So if any of you guys that are working on your 1,000 are seeing that this morning, it's not just you. It's everybody else too. Okay. So I've got all the pieces sewn here. Snip my threads. I'm going to hit everything with a hot iron real quick. And then we'll put it together. So let me get it ironed. I won't make you sit here while I iron it. We'll give you a couple of minutes of reprieve from me. I move that out of the way so I can get to the ironing board. Let's pause. Okay, so I ironed it and I sewed it. I'm going to do a very quick little squaring up here because these edges just aren't quite straight. And it's a 10.5-inch block. So I just want to get it straightened out so I can put it up on my design wall. We all know my design wall is my little sheet curtain over there. Came out cute. I like the colors in it. And I'll let you guys see it, how it looks on the design wall. And then I'm going on to the next thing, which is working on designing my purse. I'll show you guys my thought process on it. It's not going to be great big craziness. I'm just going to show you real quick what my old purse looks like. Alright, so there's the Tweety Bird block. There's the Bugs Bunny block. I want to get it up there so you guys can see all the fabrics that are in it. And let me turn you guys so you can see my design wall. And we will go put this on the wall. And then the next thing on my list, and these are going just boom boom. Got a couple of pins here. Just going to pin it up real quick. And I am not working on that scrappy quilt today because I have some other things going on. So there's those on my design wall. They're out of my way. Oh, okay. The other thing that I wanted to work on today is getting this, if you guys can see that, put together. And I'm going to put this on the design wall because it needs to be up off the countertop. Okay, and that is not high enough on my priority list right now. Okay, so that's that part of my desk cleared off. I can go ahead and do the next thing that's on my list, which is to finish clearing off all of this paper and fabric, all my little pieces that I'm not using right now need to be put away. My Bugs Bunny, my Tweety Bird, my Sylvester fabric. I have 2 of those. And then I have some leftover pieces from doing something else earlier in the week. This is not scrap box sewing. I had made these to go in the flower power quilt and decided that I had enough blocks. So I'm going to put them in my scrap bin so that they are where they can get used. And I'm going to put, and those are fixable to 2.5 inches. And then I have some other scraps over here that I'm just going to sew together. I'm not going to do that on camera. And I have this, which is, I'm not even quite sure why I made this one, except maybe as an example. But it's just a little pinwheel block. I'm going to put it on the design wall too. Okay, that paper can go away. All right. So really quick, this is my current purse. This is an Ethel with some modifications from Swoon Bags. It has a pocket down in here, and it's actually divided. The pocket is one full piece of the fabric, but it's divided down inside here. And I thought that I would use that pocket a whole bunch. In the 7 or 8 years that I have been carrying this, I have not. I normally do fabric straps because they're easier on my shoulders. And you can see I do mine long. I like to be able to wear my bag crossbody, even if it's not meant as a crossbody. And now that I use a walker out in public most of the time, it works out great because I can put the bag over the walker handle or the walker top, and it will ride there. And then here's my necessary clutch wallet. So I have to make a purse that's big enough for this. This is, I measured it at 9 inches by 4 inches. So I want to make my purse big enough to get my wallet in and out easily. I have a little bag that I carry various items in my purse. I carry a lipstick, YouTube lipstick, right? And usually have a mask in it. I don't have one in there right now because I used it earlier in the week. And then I need, and I don't have it inside of here right now, I need to put my inhaler in it. And this, my EpiPen. I don't want to put the EpiPen inside of this. The reason being, if I need the EpiPen, I need it right now. I'm allergic to stings, wasps, yellow jackets, hornets, bees, all that. And I carry the EpiPen every day. I carry a toothbrush. I don't want it in here either. So I need to make sure my purse is big enough and has big enough pockets to hold all the items that I carry. So I am going to say goodbye for now. I will do a video about planning out the new purse for you guys so you can see what I've come up with. And we will reconvene when I'm getting ready to start sewing it. I have my fabrics picked out, I think. The only thing I don't have picked out yet is I want to make piping to go on my purse, and I don't know for sure what color I want to use for that. So I appreciate you guys watching. You have a great day, and I'm Melissa. Bye for now.